I mean, how would you go about starting it again today? Is there any avenues or topics, or how do you even decide what to speak about and where to put it and things like that?
So yeah, content and context. So what to speak about and where to put it, right? Like I think content, yeah, I mean the only thing I look back, I don't have regrets, but like I wish I had started earlier, as in like talking about like the things that I was learning as like, a young person who just entered the tech and startup world in first year. Like my first role in uni, proper role was kind of like a startup role. So I think like would like documenting my journey early on would have been super, super fun. Just to like share with other friends who were like in uni and maybe they didn't even know about that sort of world. I think like the beautiful thing is like, you can be young, you can be pretty inexperienced, but you're still going to know more about some things than a lot of people. Like everyone in life has their own unique journey. And so you don't have to be like, world number one, but you might know about something a lot more than most of your friends. For instance, I mean, you might be able to tell your friends about, how to run a podcast. You could literally start running content around that, right? I think in terms of
Mm.
context, I think, and this is something I haven't explored as much yet, but I think like one thing I would have been keen to experiment with more and will be experimenting with very actively is video content. Like I think biased pretty heavily towards text because like I think like the value for money is really good, so to speak. Like there's not that much kind of like effort in terms of production beyond kind of just the core writing, but you can scale that to a lot of
Mm.
people. I think the video is a really deep and rich format. It's very engaging, it's very human, and so I think, yeah, definitely an opportunity there that I'll be exploring with early work, early talk on TikTok. Stay tuned. But yeah, I think like for someone
Yeah.
starting out, like more generally in terms of like what content to choose, just getting specifically to that question, choose things that interest you, like things that you're just learning about anyway. Like all of us, most people in their spare time often reading about things anyway. They often have their little side hobbies and passions and just things that they're fascinated by. And I think the best content comes when it's something that you're approaching with a genuine and authentic curiosity. I think coupling that with also then what are you experiencing that some other people might not be experiencing. So maybe like, like podcast creation tips, for instance, but kind of the intersection of those, like what are your unique experiences or experiences that maybe fewer people have? And then what are the things you're just very naturally drawn to and very curious about? Trying to find the intersection of those, I think, is magic. And I think ultimately, like, I don't, yeah, I have a certain perspective on content here, but I love the idea of content as a tool. Like what I'd be thinking about is like, okay, if you're going to go and create something and put it out and give it to other people, what's the need that you're solving for them? What's the problem that you're solving for them? Like I love this idea of content as being very actionable. It's like someone should be able to like read a newsletter or listen to a podcast and they can actually apply that sort of thinking very directly in their life in the next week. So in any content that you create, like maybe it starts with just solving a problem for you, and then over time you realize other people have that problem too.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's so powerful. I totally agree with you in today's day and age, and yeah, it was interesting what you were saying about video as well, because I think there's like being across all the different media landscapes can be can be tricky, but like the video is something that yeah is super cool, and even TikTok, I think you might have seen it has like more views than Google, I think,
Yeah,
last
more
year, which is
more mobile searches.
amazing and incredible.
Yeah, more
Yeah,
mobile search. It
yeah,
just
it's
create
just
yeah,